Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabby Catano and this is Catano Glam English. Today's video is going to be on this holiday edition makeup. I am obsessed with how it came out. I definitely got out of my comfort zone. I never use colors like this. If you're interested in learning how I created this look that you can use throughout the entire holiday season and really whenever else you guys want, then keep on watching. But before we move on, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you like this video, also give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and share it with your friends. Si quieren ver este video o cualquier otro de mis videos en español, solo tienen que oprimir el enlace para mi canal en español bajo Catano Glam aquí abajo en la cajita de descripción. Alright guys, let's get into it.
Hey guys, so I'm going to start off with my eyebrows today, and I'm going to be using these two products from European Wax Center. So I'm going to take the shade medium for the eyebrow pencil that I'm using right now, and I like to use the spoolie side of it to comb out my brow hair upward. Then I start by drawing a line at the bottom of my eyebrow, and I'm shaping out the arch basically. So once I do this to the bottom part, I go ahead and repeat the step to the upper part of the brow. And then I begin filling in the brow with short hair-like strokes. Throughout this process, I also like to switch over to the spoolie side of the pencil, and I use that to blend out the product. Then I take the darker side of the brow powder, which I'm showing to you guys right now, and this I believe is the taupe shade, and I use that to fill in the inner part of my brow. This is what really gives the brow that ombre effect. And whatever's left over, I use it to fill in any of the gaps throughout my brow because it may have still looked a little sparse since I was using a pencil. And I'm going to go ahead and repeat everything I did to this eyebrow to the other one off camera, and I'll be right back. Ta-da! Here we have both brows complete, and now I'm going to use this Last and Concealer from the brand Wonder 2, and I'm pretty sure I'm using the shade 10, which is the lightest shade that they have, and this is basically just to clean up the area around my brows. Trust me, this makes a huge difference, so if you have time to do this step in your makeup routine, please go ahead and do that. And with whatever is left over on the back of my hand, which is where I originally applied it, I'm taking this beauty sponge and just blending it over my eyelids and using it as a primer. And oh my god, that light coming in through the window was so annoying, but I guess it was just the time of day that I decided to film because the shades were actually closed, but here it is in the way of my entire makeup video. For eyeshadow, I'm taking the Morphe 39A palette, which is still one of my favorites, and I'm starting out using this light camouflage green shade and applying it into the crease. Now, notice how I'm not buffing it on like I normally would. I want this color to be super pigmented, so I'm kind of stamping it on at first and then blending it out. Now I'm taking the darker green right here and using a smaller blending brush from Luxie, and I'm just going to apply this onto the actual crease. I am applying it using a windshield wiper motion, but I'm not blending as far up as I did with the first shade. So make sure that this really sticks to the actual crease because that's what's going to deepen it up. Once I reach the tone that I want, I'm moving back to the shade, or really the brush with the shade that we originally had, just to buff out the edges even more. I am moving on to the next shade, which is going to be the black one from that palette. To apply this, I decided to use a flatter packing brush instead of a blending brush, and I'm just putting it onto the outer corners. The technique is kind of like the one that I did in my other holiday video, which is going to be linked right up here on the screen, and if not, you can just go to my previous YouTube video, which I'll have linked down below as well. Now I'm going to use this concealer brush from Alamar Cosmetics and the same concealer to cut my crease. Now, if you want to learn how to do a semi-cut crease in a more detailed video, go ahead and click the link on the screen, or just go and watch my semi-cut crease video that I'll have linked below at the end of this one. So I am making sure to add concealer even over the part of the black eyeshadow because I want to make sure everything blends together nicely. The way I'm applying it is just stamping it on, and I'm not dragging it because I really want to get the most out of this concealer, and I didn't want the color of the concealer to show as a muddy gray one. I wanted it to be like the true concealer tone. I'm going to take that brush again that I used for the black eyeshadow and just apply some more onto where we put the concealer on the very outer part. This is just to make sure that there's no harsh line between the shadow and the concealer because sometimes it can create a harsh line. So now with a flat brush from ColourPop, I'm taking this sparkly green shade and applying it with the same stamping motion that I applied the concealer, but also incorporating like a press and glide motion onto my lid. So I'm mostly focusing this shade onto the middle portion of my eye, but I also added whatever was left on the brush onto the outer corner so that it could blend nicely with the black eyeshadow. So this next step is a bit tedious, but it is honestly the key to getting a perfect eyeshadow for this look. So I'm just gonna go back in with that brush that had that black shade and really make sure that everything is nice and blended. And then I'm gonna repeat the exact same step with the side of the ColourPop brush that had that sparkly green. Now I'm flipping that brush over and using it to apply this greenish gold onto the inner corner of my lid. And this is what really makes the look pop. So you can totally use like a more yellow gold or even a glitter, but I just felt that this one matched the theme the best. I'm flipping the brush over once again. I'm just going to blend whatever was left of the green eyeshadow in with the gold to make sure that there's no harsh line. And now I'm taking this highlighter from Ofra and it's called Rodeo Drive, and this highlighter is bomb, guys. I'm just gonna use it to lighten up the inner portion just a little bit. Now with that small blending brush that I used to pack on the darker green in the crease, I'm just using it to blend the black shadow slightly into the crease to add a little bit more depth. And I'm gonna repeat the steps that I did on this eye to the other eye off camera, and ta-da! I also did this step off camera, but I just wanted to redo it to show you guys how. So I'm just using this black eyeshadow with a wet eyeliner brush to add some top eyeliner before I move on to the face. This is totally optional, but I think it really helped complete the eye look. Ugh, and this light coming in from the window was totally killing my mood, guys. But anyway, so for primer and moisturizer, I'm taking this Unicorn Essence Oil from Farsali, and it was actually my first time using it. I do have to say that I like the original Rose Gold Elixir way better, but for now, this will do. So for foundation, I'm going to take this Clarins foundation and I'm just applying it with a flat brush, which I usually don't do, but I don't know. I felt like doing something different with it. This foundation is a little darker than my natural skin tone, so I'm making sure to apply it onto my neck as well. And I'm just taking a damp beauty sponge, I think I said a sponge, a damp beauty sponge, hello, and making sure to blend it all over my face and neck also. Before concealing, I'm going to go into this cream contour and highlight kit from Aesthetica Cosmetics, and I'm just going to use the yellow banana shade to highlight the areas that I want to brighten up or call attention to. And I am hopping into these darker shades to add to the areas that I want to make a little bit more hollow and less noticeable. So creating shadows, guys, and also highlights onto your face can really change your makeup look drastically. I don't know if you can tell. Let me know if you want me to do a more detailed video on contour and highlighting in the comment section below, and I'll totally do that for you guys. So I like to blend out my cream contour, or actually my cream highlight, with a beauty blender or a beauty sponge. I just find it a lot easier doing it this way rather than a brush, and it makes everything look so smooth and seamless. But I do like to take an angled brush like this one to blend out my actual contour. And then if you guys want to make it even more blendable and less noticeable that you're wearing contour and highlight, then you can go ahead and take that same beauty sponge and just tap around the areas that you want to blend out a little bit more after you blend the contour. To bake, I'm going to use this powder, obviously. It's my favorite, and I like to bake under my contour line and around my smile lines as well. But before I bake under my eyes, I'm going to take a beauty sponge to blend out any concealer that may have creased, to make sure that I don't set the concealer unless it's totally smooth. And I also like to bake the very middle of my nose to highlight it. The rest of my face I like to set with the powder contour kit from Aesthetica Cosmetics, and I'm going to go ahead and take a big Morphe brush to do that, and also to help take off any of the remaining baking powder. Guys, if you don't like to bake because you have dry skin, don't worry, you don't have to, but I do suggest setting your face with some sort of powder anyway, because that's what's going to help your makeup last way longer and look smoother. And for under my eyes, I take this banana yellow shade with a smaller brush just to brighten up the area that I'm taking the baking powder off. Now I'm going to take this e.l.f. face kit, which I just got, so I'm so excited about it. And I'm just going to use that contour shade, and it's more of like a cool tone brown. And this is just going to go over the areas that I basically cream contoured over. And I am using a skinnier bronzer brush for this. With a fluffier angled brush, I'm going to apply this orangey bronzy shade from the Aesthetica palette, and I'm going to use this just to bronze up the rest of my face and to kind of soften that cool tone bronzer I used before so that it's not so much of a harsh contour. Hopping back into that e.l.f. palette, I'm taking this peachy blush and adding it to the apples of my cheeks, and this is just going to help make them a little rosier. So off camera, I'm going to apply these premium synthetic lashes from Lily Lashes, and they're so beautiful. They're in the style LA. So I'm going to use an eyeliner pencil from the Wonder 2 Cosmetics company, and I'm just going to apply this all over my waterline. I wanted to use a green one because I just wanted to kind of stick to the theme of this makeup, but it actually had a little bit of an aqua undertone with glitter. So I wouldn't have picked this as my first choice had I known the color beforehand, but I still like how it looked. I even applied it to the lower lash line because I didn't want to use any other color in this area because I didn't want to take away from the green from on top. So with a smaller detailed brush from Morphe, I just went ahead and buffed out the eyeliner for a little bit more of a smoky effect. So now I'm taking that same detailed brush and the Ofra highlighter and adding it into the tear duct. And I'm also going to add a little bit to my brow bone. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch to a fluffy fan brush from Sophie Cosmetics. And I'm obviously just going to go ahead and highlight the rest of my face, which is pretty much my cheekbones, my nose, the top of my brow bone, and my cupid's bow. And guys, do you see how amazing this highlighter is? I'm shook. So I'm taking these two reds, one is from Loreal and the other is from Aniise Beauty, and this is just going to top off my holiday makeup look. I will have both of these shades linked down below, or at least the names of them, because I totally forgot what they were called off the top of my head. But one of them is a little darker, more blue red, and then the other one is a little bit of a brighter blue red. And all I can say is if you guys choose to wear either of these shades, they're going to last you all day. And to set everything in place, I'm just going to take some of this Make It Dewy setting spray from Milani.
Okay, this is the final look. I am so happy with how it came out. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I haven't really ever done a green makeup look, so I think that it looked so pretty. Of course, you could pair it with whatever other lip color you want. I just wanted to do a classic red lip for the holidays. If you guys like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, comment down below for whatever other videos you guys think that I should post, and subscribe to my channel. If you also want to be notified whenever I post a video, which is more likely than not on Sundays and on Wednesdays, then click the notification bell next to the subscribe button and you won't miss any of my other videos. Alright loves, until next time.